Here we are. Let's make sure we're all looking good. So for those of you that don't know, my name's Naomi from uflourish. I am the founder and starter of RESTFEST Festival. And this is the beautiful Kim from Colour Me Beautiful. And I'm not doing split screen tonight. We're sharing this one screen. We are cozying up. It's a little bit warm because I've shut all the windows because of the heavy rain. But we're here tonight to chat not only about RESTFEST. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Hoping you're liking my festival attire. I'm fresh from Wilderness Festival, which is officially the world's greatest festival. And actually, it's very much been inspiration for what I want to do at RESTFEST, because the first time I went to Wilderness, it just blew me away. And I just thought I wanted to bring something similar, like about 1 million times smaller, don't get me wrong, to Worthing, which is what's going to be happening on Saturday the 6th of October. So I should tell you a little bit about that in a moment. Kim's going to be chatting about fashion, style, colours, anything else? What else are we going to chat about?
Oh, makeup, hair, all sorts.
Yeah. So Kim's actually my hairdresser, which is fantastic because we have the most wonderful chats when I go to have my hair done. So I love it. We get very philosophical.
We do.
Kim's the expert at making women feel great on the outside with all of her fashion and style, and I'm the expert at making women feel good from the inside out, helping them with self-esteem and their confidence, as I'm also a hypnotherapist and life coach. So we're a very good team. We're a good team.
Definitely.
And I've invited Kim along to the festival because I just think all women have heard about having your colours done. It's become a thing, isn't it? Having your colours done. And maybe we don't understand a lot about it, or how we even go about choosing those colours, or really understanding some basic rules of how we can really sort our wardrobes out so that we can very easily get ready without all that stress of trying on like 10 million outfits.
Yes.
Unlike me today, I was just like, I'm going to rock the festival look. Even though I'm just sitting in my lounge, it's all good. It's all good.
That's because of your creative style personality.
Thank you.
We can come on to later.
Brilliant. Yes, style personalities. How exciting is that? So before we get started, I just want to do a little chat, a little reminder about RESTFEST. It is officially 59 days to go, which is super exciting. And for those of you that have never heard of RESTFEST, it's because it's the first one of very many, I hope. As I mentioned, it's been really inspired by Wilderness. And what I love about Wilderness Festival, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, it's up in the Cotswolds. It's incredibly flamboyant. It's full of just beautiful people, the most incredible food. It's like a foodie heaven, full of workshops, debates, lots of everyone dressing up and just really letting their hair down and having a wonderful time and feeling fantastic. Like, I did not see a sad person there. Everyone was the happiest, friendliest people you'd ever meet. And that's the kind of vibe that I want to bring to Worthing at RESTFEST, like sharing all these wise and wonderful women that I've discovered on my journey of self-discovery over the last few years, and really stepping into myself and being authentic and just bringing all this wisdom into one place. So that's what's happening on Saturday the 6th of October. There's 18 workshops, ranging everything from style to making natural beauty products, through to some life coaching things and EFT, learning about how to balance your emotions better, just tons of really amazing yoga and meditation, alongside loads of gorgeous food and pampering treatments. So yeah, it's heaven. It's for women only, which is a really key point to make. So it's a day where you can leave the children, leave your family responsibilities at home, you can take a day off and just have a complete day of escapism. It's all about you. I'd even encourage you to leave your phone at home. At Wilderness, I had like a 5-day, there was like no phone signal. You could not phone anyone, you could not receive anything. It was like blackout. And it was amazing, so just liberating. And I turned my phone back on Tuesday. I was like, oh my God, like 10 million messages.
Well, we
my
did
brain
exist before phones, we managed.
I know,
so
it was crazy, yeah. So I'm going to encourage people to go phone free at RESTFEST too. So, just a quick note on RESTFEST. Tickets are available at www.restfest.co.uk, and the price goes up on the 1st of September. So now we're on countdown for the cheapest rate tickets available. There's gold, silver and bronze tickets. Go and have a look at RESTFEST and see what you get for your money, because it's mind-blowing. Oh, so now I've done my little sales thing for RESTFEST. With no further ado, people are coming over tonight to find out about fashion and style, and how they feel really good about themselves. But how we get onto that, let's find out a bit about you, because I love everybody's stories.
Okay.
I love a story. So tell us a little bit how you came to be a Colour Me Beautiful consultant.
Okay, well, I started out actually as a makeup artist for film and television and theatre and all that sort of thing. And I enjoyed it very, very much. But one of the questions that I was asked most often was, what colour makeup should I wear? What colour lipstick? What colour eyeshadow? And I used to just think, oh God, I don't know. And I felt really, I felt a bit of a fraud, to be honest, thinking I should know this. How do you know these things? And so it was just a thing that troubled me. And I used to always wonder about whether there was a way of knowing definitively what colours would suit people. And anyway, I went and lived abroad for a couple of years, and when I came back I decided not to go back into the TV and film world, and decided to try and find a way of doing the things I love, the makeup and the hair and the style and things like that, but without having that horrible schedule of those really, really long days and loads of driving. And while I was abroad, I started to think about this notion of having your colours done, which we've all heard of. It's sort of mentioned in Bridget Jones, and it's sort of, like you say, it's a bit of a thing that you hear about, and certain types of ladies have it done. And an aunt of mine had it done years and years ago, and we all sort of thought it was very frivolous and silly and just what you do if you have lots of money, and doesn't really mean an awful lot. But actually I started to think maybe this is actually a key to understanding what suits people. So I had mine done, and it was transformative. It was amazing. It made sense completely. I started to realise why I'd always received compliments even when I was wearing something very old and a bit shabby. It was always a certain colour, and everyone said, oh, you look well, have you been on holiday? And I just think, no, I'm cleaning, why are you complimenting me now? And so it just came together, and it made perfect sense. And I found it so interesting, and it helped with my sort of makeup side of things, that I decided to train to become a consultant myself, which I did. And then while I was doing that, they found out that I obviously had a background in makeup, and asked me to become a trainer for them to teach their makeup classes and advanced makeup classes. I don't actually do that anymore. I should just stress that. I used to do it, but I don't do it now. And I did, and it was very, very enjoyable. I really liked it. So I sort of found that I enjoyed the teaching side, I enjoyed the makeup side, I enjoyed the colours side, and then you move on to style as well. That's another service that Colour Me Beautiful offer. You can have a style analysis once you've had your colours done. So you understand things like your style personality, as we mentioned before, your shape, the types of fabrics that suit your shape, etc., etc. And then when I was doing that, I just thought there's a piece of my knowledge missing here, and it's hair, because it's such a big part of the colour journey and the style journey, and also just making people feel good about themselves.
Oh,
if your hair, as you know, everybody knows, if your hair is not good, you feel awful. And I obviously had a bit of hair background, because obviously the makeup artistry training I worked with wigs. I had to do cutting, basic cutting, styling, lots of period styles, but we didn't actually do any colouring. So I thought, actually, this is what I need to do. So I went and retrained and became a professional hairdresser, which is what I do now most of the week. And also then that runs nicely alongside my colours and the style and any makeup clients and makeup artistry, which is a part of the colour consultation. So now I feel very proud of the fact that I have the full package of skills. I can do a total makeover if somebody wanted that, but if they didn't, if they just wanted their colours or a hair consultation, that's fine too.
Yeah.
So that's essentially my story. I now work in a local salon, I'm very happy there, and then I have a couple of days a week where I do my colour and style analysis.
Oh, it's really, really great package.
Yeah.
And Kim always makes you feel amazing when you go to see her, always does. And I've been to some of her colour talks, which she's offered for our Good Enough Women group as well. So I can vouch for how much difference it really makes, this being armed with just a little bit of knowledge. And some of the women there came to see you for a consultancy.
Yes,
and I bumped into them afterwards, and they were just buzzing.
Yeah.
And, well, what do you think of this new outfit? It's something I wouldn't normally wear, but I really love it. And it just makes so much difference, doesn't it?
It really
just
does.
To have a bit more of an understanding. So, there's quite a lot to this colours thing. I think like we have our faves, don't we? Like some people love pinks or blues, or I'm sporting a little yellow this evening, which is a bit unusual for me.
Nice.
But I'm feeling very boho and very festive and very summery before it started raining. But so there's kind of like three key elements, I guess, then to the thing that you're going to be talking about Kim's going to be running a workshop at RESTFEST. I don't think I mentioned that. So there's going to be the colours, the style, and the personality. Is that the key kind of thing?
Yeah, style personality is a part of the style consultation.
Right.
It's something I sort of draw on, particularly when I'm doing a talk, because it's quite fun. And it's something that you can engage with without having to have a proper full-on sit-down style consultation. Whereas when you do have a full style consultation, you know, it's a little bit more personal. You know, you've got to sort of touch somebody a little bit and, you know, assess their shape and their proportions and things. So that's not necessarily always an appropriate thing to do with an audience. Whereas the style personality, you can really engage with people on that, and it doesn't matter. You're not going to upset anyone or offend anyone. Not that we do anyway in our consultations. But it is the whole thing, whether it's you're having colour or style or just a new hairdo. It's one of those things that everybody leaves feeling really elated, very inspired, and generally walking a couple of inches taller. And that was one of the things I liked the most about all of the jobs I've done. People always ask, oh, when you were doing film and TV, what was the best job you ever did? And weirdly, it was never the ones with celebrities or personalities or a fancy job. It was always just normal people. When you actually do somebody, normal person's makeup, who maybe feels a bit lost, or they've come to a crossroads in their life, whether they've just had a baby or whether their kids have grown up and they've gone to university and suddenly they find themselves with a lot more money and time, but they don't actually know what to do with it because they don't feel or look the same as they did when they knew 20 years ago what suited them and things. And they were always the most exciting, inspirational and rewarding jobs, and that's kind of what's led me to this. I don't really have any hankering to go back to the show busy side of things. This is the most rewarding stuff that I've done.
Yeah, all about the real people.
Absolutely, because you can actually have an effect. You can make a real difference to somebody's life. And I've had lovely emails from people saying, oh my goodness, after we'd done my colours, my husband said I looked beautiful for the first time in years, and he took me out to dinner. And you think, oh gosh, I've helped with that, and that's that's a lovely feeling. So
rewarding.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
There's nothing like you say more exhilarating than to step out knowing when you feel amazing, isn't it? And you get all those compliments, people admire you, and that's a lovely feeling.
And I like as well the fact that lots of people they feel better when they've come and seen me, and I love that because so many people feel very, very intimidated, particularly by hairdressers. And everyone you talk to, they've all had a terrible experience somewhere along the line, and you just think, oh, how did this happen? I think it's easy. If you listen to somebody, you can make them feel good, you can give them what they want, they leave feeling better, and that's ultimately what I do it for. I don't do it to make anybody upset. I like to make people feel good. So that's the point.
And I can vouch. You do an amazing job at that.
Glad.
I always walk out feeling fantastic. So, we've got style personalities then.
Yeah.
Then we have the colours, do we?
Yes.
So explain a bit about the science of colours, because I think a lot of people do think it's a frivolous thing.
Yeah.
So there's some benefits to knowing your colours, aren't there?
Absolutely. There's loads of benefits. Colour always comes first when you're doing these analysis. It's the best place to start. Colour is something that is very personal to everybody. Like you say, we all have our likes and our dislikes. We will often have an emotional feeling or an attachment to certain colours, or an emotional horror of certain colours, but you have to sort of separate that off while you're having your colour analysis, and you just need to look at the effects different colours have on your face, your complexion, your eye colour, etc. So how we do this is we're looking at somebody's hair colour, their skin tone and their eye colour. Those are the three key elements when you're doing a colour analysis.
Skin, eyes and hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which will be different on everybody, won't they?
They will, absolutely. Yeah. Everybody's slightly different. So what you're looking to find is colours that share similar properties to the colours of your skin, your hair and your eyes, because the human eye naturally favours harmony. We don't do it consciously, we're just attracted to certain things that have a harmonious relationship. So for example, you're in lovely yellows and peaches and oranges, and they're all quite harmonious colour set, and we just can't help it, we're attracted to that. So what we're trying to do is find colours that will suit us because they share properties with the colours in our eyes, the tone in our skin and the colours we have in our hair. And so we look at somebody's dominant palette to start with, which is involving those things to start initially, and then you do colour tests with pieces of coloured cloth, and you hold them up under their face, and you look at the reflections, the colours, what colour and shades and tones bounce up onto their skin. The wrong colour for your skin tone and your eyes and hair will cause very dark shadows or make you look quite drawn and washed out. The right colours, there's no shadows really. You look much more even skin tone, you look rested, you often look like you've been on holiday. Ooh. It all just, it does, and it just works like that. So you then you go through the colour tests and you fine tune like that. So you end up building up a picture of somebody's palette. So you look at the clarity, which is whether you've got clear, vivid, true colours, or whether they're slightly more muted colours. Then you look at the depth, so whether they're deep, dark, rich colours with maybe a bit of black in the makeup versus light, paler colours. And then you also have the undertone, which is whether it's cool, i.e. it's got a blue base in its makeup, or it's warm and it's got a gold base in its makeup. So all of those 6 different things we kind of move around, we fine tune, and we get an idea where you sit, and then we test with the cloths and we can see what looks best. And it builds up the palette. And once you know that, it ends up becoming not a frivolous thing. It saves you money in the end, because you don't have all those things in your wardrobe where you love it, you put it on, and then you think no, and you take it off, and you never wear it. It means that you can spend less money on fewer items, but they all work together. There's no anomalies. If you work with your palette and you build your wardrobe with your palette, you don't end up with any of those random items that just don't go with anything. Everything starts to work together, and you end up with more of a capsule wardrobe. You can get dressed quicker, more of a hurry. You can pack for a weekend away. It makes everything so much easier. Yeah,
I love what you said when we spoke before about it just saving you time shopping, because I love clothes, but I hate shopping. I hate it with passion. So to have like a set of colours that you can just scan around the shop and go, right, that's going to suit me, that's not. Just like,
that's exactly
makes it
right.
Super simple.
It does. You only focus in on the colours that you know will work for you. If you, like me, I can't wear really warm colours, so anything orange or rust, there's no point me even looking at it, because even if it fits me, it's going to make me look really sallow. So it's sort of become a bit of a scanning machine. You scan across the shop floor, and then you make a beeline for the colours you know are going to work for you. And then if it fits and you like it, then it's done deal.
I love that. I love that. Like, such a life-changing little tip, doesn't it? Like, who wants to spend hours and hours when you could be doing other things?
And also austerity Britain, none of us got the money we used to have, and so everything needs to work hard in your wardrobe. Everything needs to go, day to night, smart casual, it needs to be everything. And you need to be able to pop a different flat pair of shoes and a higher pair of heels and make it do double duty. And if you can do that, then hooray, it's brilliant.
Yeah, gorgeous. So you've brought some of your colours along, haven't you? You've got some colours along so that we can... Hi Sabrina, let's see who's on tonight. We've got Jill, we've got Aurelie, hello, all super stylish people. Hi Sabrina and Claire, they're all there. They're all there. So do you want to show the range? I'm fascinated by all of them.
They're not the full range, that's just a few, but I can definitely pull a couple of
because I think when we think colours, we think of it like being red, green, orange, yellow, but it's all about the shades, isn't it? And the tones and everything within them. It really is quite a science. I don't know if you can all see
that, but I mean, there's so many different... That's not even all the reds, but it's some of the reds, the oranges, some yellows, all through to some greens. And that's just one bundle. Then we've got...
She's got millions of bundles.
And I haven't even brought them all. Half are at home. Then you've got a whole load of greens into blues and different depths. And then obviously we've got things like pinks and... Again, reds down. Reds through burgundies, cool pinks, warm pinks, pales, darks. There's loads.
There's so many colours. There's so many colours. It's not as simple as knowing that. Green, I love green. Like, I'm a big fan of green and teal. But there's like 10 different teals.
Well, there are. And speaking of green, I pulled out a couple of examples here, which we can do. But I mean, this is an example of a warm and a cool green, and you hear all the time people saying, I can't wear green, and I just kind of want to stop them and go, you can, you've just got to find out which one. But for example, because I know my undertone is a cool one, I look much better in this one, whereas I know you're very warm, so Naomi will look much better in the warmer one.
Do you agree?
You have to agree. Not having any
She's the
dissenters.
expert.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
This is good.
Yeah. And it's the same with pinks as well. You know, people always think, oh, pink, it's like the girly, sugary pink. And you sort of think, oh, that's a bit cool for you. So again, we've got a cool pink on this side. I don't know if it's showing because it's quite bright with the light, but we've got a cool pink and we've got a warm pink. So it's a sort of sugar pink, baby pink, and a kind of coral, sort of corally, salmony pink. So again, that's more of my pink and that's more of your pink. Warmer.
Okay,
this has got blue in its base, that's got gold in its base. Both pinks, but very different. So it's just understanding those subtle differences, which means that pretty much anyone can wear pretty much any colour. There will be a few exceptions, but not that many.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It is.
So you decipher your colours, then what next? You mentioned the palette. The palette looks very exciting.
The palette comes at sort of at the end. You basically build someone's palette, and while, you know, I can lay that out for them to look at, and they can become familiar with those colours. Because with a lot of people, they only dress in a very narrow spectrum, and it can be quite surprising or quite a shock. Some people can feel quite nervous of new colours, but you sort of have to reassure them that it's all going to work. And while they're becoming familiar with the palette, I will do their makeup in shades that suit them, and it all looks really lovely. So they're looking their very best, and then at the end we drape them in all the colours from their palette, and you basically get the 42 colour swatch wallet when you leave.
42.
Yeah, so you can see, if I hold that back, there we are. You can see how many. There's loads of them, and they're all different shades, different depths, different tones. But you've basically got almost anything in there. I mean, even I've got a yellow, which is a warm colour, but it's just the right kind of yellow for me. So everybody's got a pink, a red, a few greens, blues. You know, there's a real selection. You're not ever limited. I would hate for somebody to think, oh, I don't really want my colours done because they'll only tell me I can wear 4 colours. It's not the case at all. You've got thousands.
Yeah, it's just knowing that exact right one.
It is, and even this is not exhaustive because obviously they're just little rectangles of fabric. But you have to think of it like a spectrum rather than boxes, if you see what I mean. So even if somebody were to go into a shop and find a colour that was, slightly darker than this pink, but slightly lighter than this pink, if it sits in the middle, it's absolutely right. It's not wrong just because it's not exactly right on this thing. It's understanding the properties of the colour. If it's a cool pink and it's got the right depth, it's fine. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Right. But you can take the shopping with you. It's really handy,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
take it shopping with you. I used to religiously when I had mine for the first time. And
I can see your dress.
yeah, exactly. You can see
There
I've
you
got
go.
but all the blues in there. There's thousands of them, and I'm kind of somewhere in the middle of all of those.
Yeah.
But you can take it shopping with you. Get it out in the shop. It's that's what it's there for. It's your helpful reminder of our session, so that if you're ever in any doubt, you've got it with you. And I should say as well, this might sound a little bit out there, if you ever did want to obviously use any of these colours for your makeup, that's fine too. They work, it all works. Likewise hair, if I decided to do my hair blue, as long as I stick with
that kind of blue,
it's going to work. Yeah, absolutely. Same for green. And when I did my hair red a couple of years back, I made sure I used a very pinky berry red because I'm a cool person, as opposed to a coppery, fiery, warm red, because that's not my palette. I'm not warm, I'm cool.
So do you use this in your hairdressing too?
Absolutely, it's essential, and it's one of the nicest things now about doing the hairdressing, because I've always used those colour swatch booklets that you get from hair dye companies in my consultations, but to be able to say to people now, come see me, I'll do it for you, don't worry, because they've got confidence in me and my understanding of colour by the end of the session. So to then be able to carry it out and see the whole thing to completion is great. And I've had a couple of clients recently from a talk that I did. They both came independently and had their colours done, and then they came independently and had their hair done and had total restyles, and it was really lovely to be able to do that. And they were happy and I was happy, and it was great because I understand where we're going. With
a real science kind of base to it.
Absolutely.
Real evidence there that this is going to work.
Yeah.
And that helps people feel more confident in making those big changes.
Of course, and a big, even something which might seem like a small change, when it's fashion based. I mean, there's been a fashion lately for very ashy blonde tones in hair. A lot of people won't suit that. A lot of people need a warmer blonde, a honey blonde, a sort of lovely caramelly blonde, whatever. If you can explain to them why, then it's going to help them prevent essentially an expensive mistake. I mean, if they're adamant, then of course I'll do it for them, but that's their choice and that's fine. But it's just nice to be able to give them advice and be confident in the advice I'm giving, which is really nice.
Oh, fabulous. This sounded gorgeous. So, does anyone here, I'm going to have to scroll through because I've been engaged in Kim's beautiful science-based chat and just check if we've got any questions, so just bear with us. Does anybody have any questions about style, personality, about making change, about colours or understanding or like hair tone? Yes, Sabrina. We've got Sue on, we've got Jess Smart on. Jess has just shaved her head off, which I'm loving. Not her head off, her hair off. It's an amazing look, Jess. I'm totally loving it. Susie, hello, bonjour, good evening. So if anyone has any questions, I know there's a bit of a time delay, so you can get typing. But you can find out more about Kim's colour consultation process at RESTFEST. She's running a 45-50 minute workshop there where she'll be taking you through a lot more kind of information about that. But also, obviously, you can contact her directly. How would people go about contacting you, Kim?
They can contact me, probably directly is best. Either my email address, which is kimn for November, wilson@live.co.uk, or they can text me if they'd like to on my mobile, which is 07904 197 974. Alternatively, they can find me on the Colour Me Beautiful consultant directory. So that's colourmebeautiful.co.uk, and there's Find a Consultant, and then you go via Find a Consultant, and you type in your postcode, and there'll be, I think I'm the only one in Worthing, but there'll be West Sussex or something, or Sussex, and I'll be in one of those. Okay. So yeah.
And I will put all those links at the bottom of the call as well. So if you haven't got a pen handy right now, I'll type them up for you. So lovely, ladies. What do you like? Do you like the sound of that? Has anyone had their colours done? It would be interesting to know if anyone has had that process done and whether they enjoyed it and what they've learned from that.
And style, personality, we were just mentioning, which I haven't touched on yet.
Yeah.
Look, you are a perfect example of a creative style personality. So that's another element. Again, as I say, it's a part of the full style consultation, but it's really important to understand your own style personality, because if you don't, then you might find you're putting on clothes and just they don't feel like you don't feel like your authentic self, or that you're expressing yourself accurately to the world. And certain jobs and professions require a certain dress code, but that doesn't mean you can't incorporate elements of your style personality into that. So you're a creative, you've got that lovely sort of bohemian thing going on, you like to mix and match your fabrics, your textures, your styles, and that's lovely, that free kind of, I just pick and mix from everything. People who are creatives, they love a vintage find as much as something from a market in Marrakesh on holiday, and something that their mum or auntie might have given them. They just mix it all up and they have a really individual style, and it really, really works, and that's lovely.
And what are the other styles? What other styles might people
you've got a natural style personality, which is somebody who they like to look good, but they're not really interested in shopping, and they find all of that quite taxing on their time. They're usually quite busy people. They're usually people who would rather be walking the dog or gardening or doing charity work or seeing their friends or whatever. It's not that they don't want to look good, they do, but they really don't want it to take up their time. So ease is great for a natural style personality. Simple, uncluttered, things like, if it comes to jewellery, they don't really go for dangly. They want sort of things that don't interfere with what they're doing, nothing that's going to catch. They like simple stuff. Then you've got people like dramatics. People love to make a big entrance. They'll wear something really eye-catching. They don't care if it's washable. They don't care if they can't walk in it very far. They're not interested. They'd rather take a taxi and spend a fortune. They just want to turn up and make an entrance.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, and then you've got people like classics. Classics are often female politicians. You can think of certain people that are quite classic.
I see,
very much tailored, and things are generally quite expensive, but they make them last for a very long time. They take very good care of it because they see it as an investment, and they think this is a classic, it won't ever date. And they're people that, they don't generally like to stray too far from what they know and love. What else you've got? You've got romantics, and they're people who are very feminine. They love florals, they love They love jewels, they love dangly, they love sparkly, they generally love frills, ruffles, bows. It doesn't have to be over the top, but you can find traces of things. So we all share generally several style personalities. So looking at you,
so you're not just like one box.
No, not really. It'd be unusual to find someone who was purely one. But for you, again, covered in flowers, floral, dangly, you're also a bit of a romantic style personality as well. And then the last one is a city chic, who's somebody who's sort of taken the best bits for them out of all of the previous style. They've usually matured a little bit and they've worked and played with all of these styles in their lives, and they found what works for them and they incorporate those things. And it's quite a polished look, looks quite effortless and chic, but it actually has taken probably a lot of experiences and trial and error with things, but they've pulled it together and they've pulled this really nice individual look for themselves. So that's lovely. You can often tell people's style personalities by looking at their handbag or some accessory. You can get ladies to put their handbags in the air and you can city chics, romantic, natural.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So that then again helps you when you're shopping, I guess, to get, okay, that's just not me. That's just not even going to look at the city chic when I need my bohemian.
And it's really useful for understanding not only yourself but other people. If you're buying a gift for someone, there's no point, if it's a husband buying for his wife or something, there's no point him buying her some dangly earrings. If she's a natural, she's going to want a stud or a rub over setting. She's going to want a thin little chain she's never going to take off. She's just going to stay there and that's it. So I've done presentations at jewellers over in Ditchling, and that was really interesting because I sort of was advising a man on that very thing, and he was picking up this huge, great sort of crystalline pendant thing for his wife, but she didn't really have time for any of that stuff. She just wanted something nice and simple that she could wear all the time. And so it's the same with clothes, it's the same with accessories. It works for everything.
Interesting stuff. So I don't know if you recognise yourself in any of those styles there, ladies. Aurelie saying yes, she's had her colours done and she totally recommends it.
Oh, good.
Sabrina's asking how much it is. Well, if you come to RESTFEST, you get a free little sample with your RESTFEST ticket. Bet to see Kim as a consultant. How much is that?
For a full colour consultation, it's including the analysis, the makeup and the full draping in all your colours and pulling out your best neutrals, showing you how to combine them, and then the 42 colour swatch wallet, it's £120.
Yeah.
And it's the same for the style consultation. So style we look at...
So they're two separate things.
They're two separate things, yeah, they're two separate things. And I can do them if somebody wanted to have both done together, we can, but it's an awful lot of information to take in. I think for the person having it done, generally it's nicer to come back on a separate day and have style, because there's so much to take in. And I would hate someone to go away and think, I can't remember what she said because we were at it for hours, But with style, you look at somebody's style personality, as we've just mentioned. We look at their shape, their proportions, their face shape as well. We look at best fabrics and how they work with your shape, how to what drapes nicely, what fits.
Wardrobe, you do that whole wardrobe thing.
Well, I can do wardrobe weeding as a separate session because they generally come to me, and I can go to them for wardrobe weeding. But I generally ask people to bring an outfit that they feel really, really good in. And we can look at why, so they get a good understanding as to what's working for them. And also to bring a couple of outfits, 2 or 3 outfits or items that they don't know why aren't working. They like them, but they just don't work. And for example, I had a lady come to me and she'd lost a lot of weight. And she had a favourite summer dress and she just said, I don't wear it, I don't know why. And it's because she'd lost so much weight, she had a waist now. So I said, we'll use this belt it, and she said, oh my God, and she could wear it again just by the simple addition of a belt. So please don't anyone think that it's about me telling you to throw everything out. You just don't have to.
Shop.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to go shopping because you feel like, I've got some knowledge, I can go and do this, and it's all new. But it's about making the things you've already got work in a different way. It might just be you need a tailor to put a dart in somewhere, or just lift the hemline, or lower the hemline, or just belt it. Or sometimes just adding shoulder pads, which sounds weird because shoulder pads are sort of anathema to us now because we think of 80s power dressing. But if somebody hasn't got a very pronounced shoulder, just putting a shoulder pad in can give them more shape and definition, and it changes everything. It's
fascinating.
I should have ended on shoulder pads, really, should I? It's not really a good advert. Come and see me, I'll put you in shoulder pads. Sorry.
I think they all came back in again recently, didn't they?
Belts, think about belts. It's fine.
Oh dear. So just catching up on the messages again. Sabrina's asking fabulous price. That's good.
Good.
You know, for some, you know, it's a great investment, isn't it? Like,
It absolutely is.
you know, 120 quid, and that's going to last you for a long, long time. Save you so much money.
So much money and time.
I have a bit of weight to lose. Should I wait?
Well, it depends. If you're literally cracking on with the weight loss, and you're thinking about wanting to buy clothes only when you've lost the weight, then I would advise waiting for the style personality. For the style consultation.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Because your shape will probably change, you know, not necessarily dramatically, but you might go from a full hourglass to a neat hourglass, you know, something like that. But colour, if you're not planning on changing your hair colour dramatically, then colour you can have done no matter what your weight. I mean, the other thing to mention about style is, you know, it doesn't actually matter if you're comfortable in yourself and with your weight or your whatever your shape. It really is about dressing the shape that you are and understanding what works with that. It's not ever going to be about, well, you know, unfortunately, if you were a little bit slimmer, then this would work, but it doesn't. It's just understanding the shape that you are and what fabrics will work, what cuts of clothing will work. So even if you if you decided, actually, I don't want to lose the weight, that's also fine. Come and have a style personality, a style consultation. But
when you dress right, it looks like you've lost loads of weight anyway.
Well, that's absolutely right. Because when you've got the right colour on,
just
the right colour, you look like glowing, and everybody will compliment you, and that will probably boost your feeling of, you know, sort of self-esteem anyway.
Yeah.
But colour, come and have colour done any time. That doesn't matter. The only thing I'd say is, if you're planning on a dramatic hair colour change, then we probably could discuss that and we can work with where you plan to go with it. But yeah, come and have your colour done anyway. But if you think, I am going to be losing a dramatic amount of weight, then yeah, maybe wait for style. And then when you feel more comfortable with happy where you've achieved the weight, then come and have your style done. But it's not by any means, you know, about being a certain size or shape, because you can dress any shape and make it look amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Screw the diets.
Yeah, exactly.
Just have your colours done. Okay, perfect. That's from Sabrina. Hi, I've got Judith on as well. Hi, Judith. How are you doing? I'd love to have my colours done. There you go. I will put Kim's number. If you didn't catch it earlier, Sabrina, I'll pop her number on down the bottom. So we're going to be finishing up now. Just another little reminder about RESTFEST. If you haven't got your tickets, ladies, a whole day of amazing women like this sharing all of their kind of life skills and knowledge and all their areas of expertise in 18 different workshops. Loads of amazing food, incredible women, flower head dressmaking sessions, we've got natural beauty makeup, we've got henna tattooists. Like, it's just going to be glorious. You're going to feel amazing at the end of RESTFEST. It's Saturday the 6th of October. Tickets are available www.restfest.co.uk. The cheapest tickets are 55 quid. Trust me, the amount of money I just spent at a festival for the weekend, £55 is an absolute steal. So I'm going to finish up for now. If you came on late, go back to the beginning. Like, the lady has so much great info to share. Go back to the beginning, watch it again. It'll be up on our YouTube channel. If you search on RESTFEST website, go down to the social media links, you'll find our YouTube channel, and you can catch up with all the videos with all of our amazing workshop hosts that we've had on so far, as well as on this uflourish hypnotherapy and inspirational events. If you go into videos at the side, you can also catch up with them there. So yeah, you don't need, you know, just fill yourself with amazing wisdom, well-being and wonderful shopping opportunities. That's what we're all about at RESTFEST. But thank you so much for those that have tuned in. Kim and I are going to say goodbye now and leave you to have a lovely hot stormy evening, and we'll all catch up soon. Thank you, Sabrina. Good night, good night, good night. Catch up soon. Hope to see you all at RESTFEST.
Bye.
Bye.